How's it going, everybody? If you are a JRPG fan, man oh man, what a week it has been, because there's a lot of reason to be excited. Obviously, a lot of stuff came out from the State of Play event, which a lot of people seem to be mixed about. It seems like the same story with the PlayStation Plus Extra Catalog update. JRPGs, if you are not into Japanese titles, man, that is going to be one of the staples of 2024, and even at the end of 2023. There's a lot of Japanese titles coming out, and Japanese games are going to be here to stay, and it's going to be a big component of this channel. So I'm sorry, you guys can get your "you're a dumb weeb" comments down below, get it out of your system, but for those of you that like your Japanese titles, a lot of reason to be excited. I want to highlight 5 of the bigger announcements that happened in the last week. One of them is a demo that's available right now. I know I recently talked about the Star Ocean demo being available right now, but there's another demo available. We'll get to that at the end of this video, but let's talk about everything. First of all, Tales of Arise, the expansion Beyond the Dawn, has been announced for November the 9th. Were you guys expecting this? I know this caught me off guard, mainly because the developers themselves said that Tales of Arise was its own story and that they didn't have DLC planned, they didn't have a sequel planned, but I guess when you look at those sales numbers, I guess when you look at that overwhelmingly positive reception, the tone can shift a little bit, and I'm happy that it did. Don't get it twisted. I love Tales of Arise. I thought it was a fantastic game, and now we're getting even more content with Beyond the Dawn. The first details note sometimes a story is over, but not quite done. Over a year has passed since the conclusion of Tales of Arise, but there's more to the story that hasn't been told yet. Enter Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn, and my apologies for minor spoilers that might come up here, so like maybe fast forward like a couple minutes if you don't want to get into that. The upcoming expansion to the Game Awards 2021 RPG of the Year from Bandai Namco, adding over 20 hours of game content. The new expansion adds new quests, dungeons, boss fights, and an epic new story arc, all within the backdrop of an evolving, beautiful fantasy world. 20 hours of content is great. I imagine that main scenario for this DLC will be maybe 12 to 13 hours, and then there will be additional optional content. That's the kind of split that I'm seeing happening here. Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn begins 1 year after the conclusion of the original Tales of Arise, so if you haven't played it, go play that immediately. Thank me later, because it's a great game. Alphen and the rest of the 6 are caught between being revered as the liberating hero of Dana and reveled as the destroyer of rights by Renans. By chance, Alphen and his party meet a young girl named Nazamil, who is the daughter of a Renan lord. They did specifically note they're gonna not note what lord it is, but I guess you'll find that out in the game. Daughter of a Renan lord, will the 6 be able to change the fate of the girl who will eventually fall under the curse of the mask? Explore the world again with party members who are connected together with a strong bond, experience exciting new challenges, and see a world that is at once familiar yet evolved since the conclusion of the original story. They do note that for those of you that don't own the base game, they are eventually gonna share details about a bundle that'll include both Arise and Beyond the Dawn. That'll be exciting. I imagine that given that this is 20 hours of content, it'll be a $20 expansion, $20 to $30 expansion. I think 20 would be the right price point. I mean, Phantom Liberty is a $30 expansion, so I could see it going $30, but 20 is probably more likely. I love Tales of Arise, wanted to see more content out of it, but also I feel like Arise told a really good self-contained story, and Beyond the Dawn seems to be something that they just saw the reception for Arise, and internally, probably going into the release of Arise, they didn't have plans to do a sequel or DLC, but much like Final Fantasy 16, that game's reception kind of led to DLC for that happening. I feel like the same thing happened with Tales of Arise, but Tales of Arise has been out for 2 years, and, you know, a few years later, DLC coming out for, let's be real, like, Tales of is a notable JRPG franchise, but it's not a Final Fantasy, so the fact that they're going back to this 2 years after the initial release, I don't know, hopefully this is something that we'll see more of. Like, there's a lot of Tales of titles that I think they could have done more with. I think the Abyss story, while much like Arise, is a really solid self-contained story. I think they could do more with that, but for now, I'll be excited for Arise getting an expansion and Beyond the Dawn. Hopefully it turns out well. Next up, obviously, big talking point here. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth launches February 29th of 2024 with a 3-month timed exclusivity on PlayStation 5. Brothers, what's going on here? Sony, you really gotta pay for 3 months of timed exclusivity? Like, I think timed exclusivity is already whack beyond hell, but we're going to 3 months of timed exclusivity, and I get it. The biggest interest level for a game is gonna be within that first 24 to 48 hours, but Still, can we just get the game on all platforms day one? Like, would it be that crazy? I imagine a PC release will be happening in the summer of 24, and then maybe that Xbox release will finally happen, but I do want to talk about the various editions for the game. So, the Standard Edition is going to be $70 across 2 game discs, includes a reversible cover and the pre-order incentive of the digital Midgar Bangle Mark II armor at participating retailers, so that's $70. By the way, box art featuring Cloud, Sephiroth, and Zack. Can I get a hell yeah for that? That box art looks great. I believe it's finalized. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's finalized that will be the box art, and it looks great. So that's cool. Deluxe edition, $100, includes mini soundtrack CD, art book, and steelbook case. And then the collector's edition, which as of the recording of this video, I believe it's sold out, $350, including large, highly detailed collectible statue of Sephiroth, deluxe edition contents, along with digital DLC items, including downloadable content, summoning materia, allowing players to summon the Moogle trio, and the magic pot, along with equipment like Reclaimant Choker, accessory, and the Orchid bracelet armor. The collector's edition will be available to pre-order in limited quantities from the Square Enix store, the abomination that is the Square Enix store. Square Enix, please, can you just get this at, you know, Amazon, GameStop? I get it that if they sell it via the Square Enix store, they're gonna collect all that revenue, but my, oh my. Digital, Standard Edition is $70, and there is a Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Twin Pack. Now, I don't know if this was a false listing, but last I checked, this is $70 on the PlayStation Store, guys. So if you never played the FF7 Remake, it is $70, and you get the Rebirth pre-order, and you'll just get 7 Remake Intergrade right off the rip that you can play right now. What? This is not being talked about enough. This is an awesome deal. 70 and you get both games. Let's go. If you haven't played 7 Remake Intergrade, that's still going for a hefty price point, so jump on that bundle as soon as possible. That's a great value offer. I do know that after the release of Rebirth on February, it's gonna go up to $100. So if you have interest in buying a digital version of Rebirth, that is the route to go. You'll get Part 1. Part 1's pretty good, but Rebirth, they're noting that it's gonna have 100 hours of content. 100 hours is if you do everything. I imagine the main story is gonna be around 30 to 40. But yeah, they're also noting that this game is gonna end probably at, you guys know where. You guys know where. I don't need to talk about it, but I think we're in for a surprise. I think Square Enix is wording things in a specific way. They're showcasing the trailers in a specific way that by the time we get to this game, by the time that we get to the end, we're gonna be a little shocked by what happens. I'm not gonna get into everything. I have my own opinions. I've been talking to my friends about where they think the narrative is gonna go, and I think if you are expecting a one-to-one recreation of FF7, I think you're gonna be mistaken. I think that if you're expecting that iconic scene to be recreated one-to-one, I think you're gonna be mistaken. I think it's gonna get flipped on its head. I think some people are gonna be mad. I think people like me that are in for a wild ride, I'm hella excited, because either this is gonna be a very well executed story, or it's gonna be an absolute train wreck, and guess what? I am in for both of those, so I'm gonna be excited either way. Whatever they decide to do, I'm in for it, but I know some people are just gonna be really skeptical on what's gonna happen, but we'll see. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth again launches February 29th. Next up, this is going under the radar. I've been waiting on Vanillaware to announce their next title. Tactical RPG Unicorn Overlord, coming to PS5, PS4, Switch, and Xbox Series. For whatever reason, Vanillaware titles just never come to PC, which is a shame because I think all their games would do fairly well on there. Vanillaware, obviously developers of Odin Sphere, Dragon's Crown, 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, and while that's noted in the press release, they also did Muramasa the Demon's Blade, so can we please get a port of that? You know, that game is getting lost in the ether, but the game is a tactical RPG, once again employing the great Vanillaware art style. From the masterminds that brought you 13 Sentinels and Odin Sphere, ATLUS and Vanillaware present you the rebirth of tactical fantasy RPG. Fight against fate and embark on a royal adventure to regain your reign alongside trustworthy allies. Unicorn Overlord combines the timeless tactical RPG genre with overworld exploration and innovative battle system for a unique epic fantasy experience in the iconic Vanillaware style. And traverse a vibrant world, assemble units, and direct them into exquisitely animated battles, perform heroic deeds, and grow renown throughout the 5 nations, and cultivate a grand army with over 60 unique characters from humans and elves to massive beasts and heavenly angels. So that is scheduled for a release on March 8th. Oh my goodness. So, you got Unicorn Overlord, you got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you got Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, and you got Persona 3 Reload. Guys, what? What is this? Who planned this? I'm sure that these publishers and developers are not talking to one another, but if you are a JRPG fan, goodbye to your wallet. Next up, SaGa Emerald Beyond. By the way, early 2024 for this. PS5, PS4 SaGa franchise is back. The latest standalone entry in the SaGa franchise. SaGa Emerald Beyond brings together the very best elements of the beloved series to offer each player their own unique gameplay experience, make use of glimmers and combos in battle, meet a diverse cast of races including monsters, mechs, and vampires, and experience your very own story created through your choice and actions. A lot of information dropped on this. I'll do a more in-depth overview on this video because they actually did a significant info drop on this. Now, it is going to be available on mobile as well, which is a little bit concerning, but we'll see how that turns out. Lastly, I want to know, Disgaea 7 Vows of the Virtueless demo for PS5, PS4, and Switch is now available. Tactics RPG, you guys already know the deal. I think Disgaea 7 looks pretty good, but I think it's coming out probably in the worst month imaginable. I probably won't get into it right away just because October 3rd, guys, like AC Mirage, Lords of the Fallen, Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2. Give my wallet a break, guys. Like, I need some reprieve, and yeah, early 24 ain't gonna be that reprieve you guys are looking for. I think you'll have a little bit of a break in the month of December, and make sure you use that time. Screw the holidays with your family. You gotta be game and screw the holidays. I'm obviously joking, but you guys get the idea. There's just gonna be so much play. That's gonna do it for me. Good time to be a JRPG fan. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.